for Jack Miller. He follows up his sprint podium yesterday with a podium in the main length Grand Prix. Jack Miller with Simon.
Jack, a double podium weekend so early in your KTM career. What do you think of that?
I had to work for that one then. It was a long race, you know, and again today with the red flag, you know, you got to kind of come back so we can stay.
Congratulations, Jack.
It sounds like there's quite a few people silencing critics at the moment. What a weekend then for Thriller Miller. He thrilled us. He thrilled MotoGP fans watching all around the world. He certainly thrilled a sizable Sunday crowd here in Jerez, didn't he? 2 podiums. What a weekend then for Jack Miller. Afterwards, interesting, wasn't it? He felt obviously a little bit aggrieved with Pecco Bagnaia, but post-race he said, well, it was all fair in love and war. A nice embrace there. He was waxing lyrical, wasn't he? Likewise, Brad Binder about drove through and turning this RC16 into this serious weapon it is right now in MotoGP. Brad Binder, well, he threw everything at it, just came up short, but a stunning weekend. A first and second, he's with Simon in Park Ferme.
Brad, you led most of the way. You pushed the current world champ to the last corner. You're a nightmare for your opponents, never giving an inch, and I love it.
Thank you. Today was it's fantastic to finish a main race again. The last 2 I've messed up, so so happy to have got a solid podium today. It was nice to be out front and lead the race. I kept seeing a little gap, so I thought, okay, I've done the job. I just need to make sure I don't mess up the edge of my rear tyre, and I think I cooked it a bit with 3-4 laps to go. So it is what it is. Last lap I managed my quickest lap of the race, trying to get past Pecco, but hats off to him. He did a fantastic job today, pushed me the whole way, and got...
He somewhat steadied the ship after a couple of difficult Grand Prix. These two have had some really big battles, haven't they, in the sprint and the full Grand Prix here this weekend. When all's said and done, it wasn't a repeat of his sprint success, but boy, did he come close. Just beaten late on with the superior grip, certainly the edge grip that Pecco Bagnaia had on the factory Ducati. Well, that was awesome, wasn't it? Those fans, what a show they have been treated to. Absolutely brilliant action across all 3 Grand Prix here. The sprint was full of drama. For Marco Bezzecchi, tough weekend. He's been consoled there by Mini VR46 boss, the legend himself, the Italian icon Valentino Rossi. Not Bezzecchi's day. It certainly was this man's though. Pecco Bagnaia, brilliant. He wins here, and he's in Park Ferme with Simon.
Pecco, how you've managed to come back from Friday to that race to win, even in difficult circumstances. You've got to be happy with that.
I'm really happy. Sincerely, the progress we did this weekend is the best ever we had. Sincerely, Friday I was quite in I was in trouble with the front feeling. Yesterday was just already better, but today unbelievable. My team, the other bike, and I saw something. We tried and everything was perfect today. We managed perfectly the tires, and finally we win in a difficult condition, because after 2-0, I was trying to understand if it was possible or not, and then finishing first today is a great. It's just to say thanks to my team that have done really an incredible job.
Amazing job, Pecco. Congratulations.
And what a recovery to the podium in the sprint, and this victory in what was a memorable Spanish Grand Prix. That was the key move late on, wasn't it? He'd reeled in an 8/9 of a second deficit to Brad Binder very quickly with a sensational lap 19 lap. Here we go. That's more like it. The crazy, wild Davide Tardozzi memes now are filling up MotoGP's social media channels. Gigi D'Alenia somewhat slightly more reserved in the background there, though. Paolo Ciabatti getting swept up in the emotion as well. And why not? Because that was a belter from Bagnaia.
Out onto the podium we go. Ducati and Bagnaia, of course, back-to-back this year. Jack Miller up onto the Jerez podium, of course, a winner here back in 2021. But a first Sunday podium for the KTM team, and in a full-length Grand Prix, it is KTM's first double podium for quite some time, isn't it? Since Oliveira and Pol Espargaro were up there in 2020 in Austria. But Pecco Bagnaia, one in the eye for the critics today, from Bagnaia's point of view, after losing 45 points to crashes in the last 2 Sunday Grand Prix. Bagnaia makes his championship over Marco Bezzecchi, who crashed out this afternoon. The mayor of Jerez de la Frontera, Mamen Sanchez Diaz, hands over the Constructor Prize. And Ducati back on the top step of the podium. After, of course, seeing Honda take the spoils in Austin. It's a third win from 4 on a Sunday for Ducati this season. Jack Miller, a pair of third places for him. The Councillor for Tourism, Culture and Sport gives him the trophy. Wasn't enough to earn him the boat for Christmas that he was so keen on. But you do feel that KTM are on the right path, aren't they? And Brad Binder, how long before we start talking about him as a title contender for this season? He moves up into third in the World Championship now with 62 points, just 3 behind Marco Bezzecchi. What a star he is, what a star KTM have in their box. 3 KTMs inside the top 7 today, with Danny Pedrosa finishing in 7th place. George Viegas, the FIM president, an embrace with Pecco Bagnaia. Back-to-back victories in Jerez, 2022 and 2023, as Bagnaia silences his critics in southern Spain.
Win number 13 then in the Premier class for Pecco Bagnaia, and one of the best of his Grand Prix career.